What is up, everybody? You're very welcome along to tonight's late night agenda. We're a couple of days out from the Reds trip to Manchester United in the FA Cup fourth round. The game that, look, nobody wanted at this particular moment, but we are where we are. Look, I want to start off tonight's stream by addressing something that happened in last night's or yesterday's live watch along. So, as always, we have opposition fans who come in and banter and have fun, and we love and respect those guys, and they're welcome in here anytime. But what unfortunately happened last night, and why people seeing my reaction perhaps is over the top and perhaps is not of the standards that I should be setting for myself, and of course for our sponsors Boiled Sports as well. So I want to take a second to address what happened last night and firstly apologise to anybody that felt let down by my angered reaction. I want to say that I'm always open to a bit of banter between opposition fans. And yes, I know people are going to come in and people believe I'm salty and stuff like that. I get that. But what happened last night was actually a completely different scenario, and I just want to address it so that people are aware of it. Maybe this can help some other YouTube channels out there as well. Unfortunately, you guys probably remember a lot of the number 14 and many other things being thrown into our chat last night. It came out of nowhere like a bolt of lightning, and all of a sudden our chat was completely filled with a lot of this stuff that we didn't understand at the time. A lot of us were trying to figure out. Having researched it, looked into it and spoken to other YouTube channels who have had a similar problem, it actually turns out that this is a group of white supremacist neo-Nazis who just raid channels basically and fill them so full of such propaganda and stuff, some rhetoric that none of us want to see. Now, they also come in and they throw in some football chat here and there. And I'm not saying that yesterday there wasn't some football fans that I may have over the top reacted to. And if I did offend anybody yesterday, I sincerely apologise. I have to hold myself to a higher standard than I have yesterday. And I have to be able to just blank some of this stuff out. But I do want to just say, yesterday was something that I've never witnessed in my 2.5, 3 years almost doing this, and it threw me sideways. I didn't know what was going on. Usually I have a moment where I've triggered an opposition fan, or I've done something where I realise, and yeah, I smell a goal stuff. That was sound. That was nothing but banter from opposition fans, and of course I'm here to take that on the chin. But I just wanted to take a second again to apologise to anyone who felt let down by the way that I bit on some of those comments yesterday. I need to hold myself to a high standard, and again, I feel that I didn't do that yesterday. Now, you guys know, when I'm in a watch along, I am emotional. That's the way I do these things. I'm a heart on the sleeve kind of dude, and I just go out there and I respond to everything in emotion. So that was a perfect storm of me being hyped up, obviously, in a game that wasn't doing well. Opposition fans who have every right to come in and have a pop, and I enjoy that interaction. But it was mainly this particular group, and I hope that you remember it yesterday, those who were in. The number 14 just appearing on the stream everywhere. I've researched it. I'll let you do your own research on it. We've hopefully resolved the issue somewhat. I'm going to be adding more moderators as well moving forward to help out with this in case it happens again. But again, if anybody feels let down or any opposition fans didn't understand quite why I reacted the way I did yesterday, it wasn't banter. It wasn't opposition fans whom I love and respect and have a lot of fun with. It was over the top. So again, to our sponsors, to any of our subscribers, to any viewers that felt yesterday was a bit over the top, let me take this chance to apologise from my point of view. I need to hold myself to a higher standard, and I will try to do that going forward. But what I do involves interaction, what I do involves emotion, and sometimes in the heat of the moment that can go over the top. Now, I'm always the first one to put my hands up when I make a mistake. And if I bite on an opposition fan's comment, I will always put my hands up or apologise. But what I will not apologise for is what we had to put up with yesterday. You guys shouldn't have had to put up with that. This is an issue I hope that YouTube are looking into, or at least YouTube are aware of. And from the bottom of my heart to all of you guys, thank you for your support. Thank you for everything you've done for the channel. Thank you to our sponsors. And I just needed to get that out there, folks, because I want to make other channels aware in case it happens to them. Because I'm somebody who likes to think, you know, I've seen it all in the 2.5, 3 years I've been on here, but I didn't. That threw me sideways yesterday, and I had no idea where it came from or what was happening. So again, just wanted to address it. But look, let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk about last night. I want to talk about moving forward. I want to talk about Jurgen Klopp. I want to have a look ahead to the game against Manchester United on Sunday as well. The preview for the Manchester United game is coming up straight after this stream, ladies and gentlemen. It was recorded earlier on. I spoke to Leon from Boyle Sports. He gave us his view on the game as well. And Boyle Sports do have a fantastic offer around the game against United. Do you remember the no-lose offer that we love so much? Stick a tenner on. If it doesn't come in on any single in that game against Manchester United, Boyle Sports will refund you your money back as a free bet. Open to UK and Irish residents, age 18 plus. Always gamble aware. And again, massive thank you to our sponsors. Right, let's have a look, ladies and gents. What have we got for me tonight? You really didn't overreact, mate. You were raided. Yeah, I was caught off guard, Kate, to be honest with you. Between that and the emotion of being involved in a watch-along, look, I could have been better. I should have been better. I should have been more professional. I will never apologise for having banter with opposition fans, because I love that and I live for that, and I know they do as well, and we respect and love each one of them that comes in. But that was just something out of the ordinary yesterday. So again, thank you for all your help. Thank you for your understanding. And look, let's have a bit of fun tonight. Let's have a bit of fun and look ahead. Anything's possible. And I'll win at the weekend against Manchester United and everything's rosy in the garden. Well, at least it's starting to be a bit rosier. Rabadan said Haaland just scored 2 in 6 minutes. Let's get him. Mate, I was watching it. Because there was, if you remember in that Borussia Mönchengladbach game, there was a goal disallowed in the first minute. So I was kind of just looking at it. And then, as you said, Borussia Mönchengladbach did go 1-0 up. But then Haaland, 2 goals in 6 minutes. Yes, Haaland, Mbappe. This is what we want to talk about tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So look, let me address the whole issue. Let me address where I feel I am. With regards to Kloppo, I mean. It broke my heart last night seeing Jurgen Klopp in that press conference. And he reiterated it today, by the way, in his press conference ahead of the Manchester United game. It broke my heart to see Jurgen Klopp looking like somebody who is struggling. And by struggling, I mean, obviously he has the whole COVID issue and he has to take care of a football club and he has to look after all these players and he's got the injuries. He's got players who are tired. He's got a lot of fixture congestion, same as a lot of other managers. But what got to me last night and what really made me think was, I was always under the assumption that Jurgen Klopp was sound about what was going on regarding transfers. I was always under the assumption that Kloppo sat down with FSG, with Michael Edwards and the group, and that they had a general consensus. What is unacceptable to me, and I can only speak for myself on this, is to have a manager that has brought us the Holy Grail, that has brought us the Champions League again, that has attracted some of the best footballers that I've ever seen play for this football club. And I've enjoyed the best three and a half years of my life watching Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp. For him not to be backed, for him not to be given the nod from the owners, I think it's criminal. It's I'm sorry, I feel very strongly about this. In my eyes, Jurgen Klopp can almost do no wrong. Yeah, we'll argue over substitutions and we'll be pissed off in moments at specific things. But what that man has done to this football club, he has raised us back up. And yes, the owners have absolutely played their part in that as well. And I am far from somebody who was anti-FSG. They've done some fantastic stuff with this football club. And like everything, I try and take this and give a balance to all of it. But what I just can't understand is, if the manager wants something, and he doesn't ask for a whole lot, to be honest, with regards to what other clubs spend and his hit rate and success rate with transfers, it's criminal to me that our manager isn't being supported through a very, very tough time right now. Players dropping like flies. There is an absolute shout for exhaustion after 4 years of this really high intensive football that Jurgen Klopp has the guys playing, and that's a whole another conversation. But I can only speak for myself. I'm heartbroken to see Kloppo like that, so frustrated, and he can't do any wrong in our eyes. I mean, if this gets to a point, and I hope it doesn't, where the owners are almost but pitting the fans against Kloppo, there's only going to be one winner from what I can take in the Liverpool fan base. We idolise Jurgen Klopp. We have his back 100%. Yeah, we'll all disagree on team selections. We'll think Kloppo should have done this. We'll talk about transfers. We'll talk about substitutions. But all in all, we all love Jurgen Klopp. So I was distraught last night, folks, to see him like that after the game. And to see it carry on in today's press conference as well, where he was asked a similar question and he answered it in the exact same way. Yeah, that's my take on it anyway. But look, as always, this is an interactive show, ladies and gentlemen. I want to know what you guys have to think. What have we got? Do you think Liverpool will sign anyone in the window? I hope so, Billy. But honestly, I don't know, mate. I mean, the really frightening thing, pal, is that if we were to sign somebody, we knew that we needed somebody in January. We knew that we needed somebody. So to let it drag on this long in the window just makes me think it's very unlikely. Now, you know, there's still time. Anything's possible, and I hope that we get somebody in. But most importantly, I want to see our manager happy. I want to see our manager getting the support that he needs, because he has worked miracles at this football club. Miracles. Again, I can understand people in the chat who are talking about not being in a title race. Yeah, absolutely. Right now, we've got to focus on making sure that we finish in the top 4. That's not a given anymore. That's not an absolute. It's entirely possible, of course it is. And a title push is not out of the realms of possibility, but first and foremost, it's about stopping the slump. It's about giving those players back some energy, giving those players back some fight. And we have a big role to play in that as fans. We need to get behind everybody and without going cheesy and going into that whole fucking YNWA stuff, we definitely need to come together and we got to get behind the lads. It is soul destroying what's happening right now, and I have no idea where it came from. But we are where we are. We can only take things one game at a time. FA Cup game coming up on Sunday. It's either fortunate or unfortunate that against Manchester United, that it's against United. You get, like, if you win, great, absolute great boost going forward. If you lose, it's another difficult step to take moving forward. And I'm intrigued to see what type of 11 we'll see from both sides on Sunday. How strong Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will go with Manchester United, and of course how strong Klopp will go with the Reds. Again, I think Henderson not being there last night was a massive loss as well. Right, SGN Raider said, all back the manager, no doubt, but FSG need to go. This is this person's opinion. We need better owners who care more about the club. Yeah, I absolutely feel where you're coming from, man, and I get it, and the love for the club and Klopp, top man, but unfortunately, I think where we are in the world with regards to ownership of football clubs now, there's very little of the, what I like to call, local boy done good, who comes back, buys the football club, and has that same passion and emotion that us fans have. I mean, there's very few without owners around these days because football clubs are massive business these days. You're talking about a couple of billion to buy a top level football club like Liverpool or somebody similar. So we aren't probably going to have the people with the same emotional attachment that we do. And look, I'm far from saying that these owners are terrible. Not at all. They've made mistakes. They've done some good, some bad, and they've ran the club in a very frugal way. But sometimes you just got to roll the dice, and sometimes you got to just put the hand in the pocket, look down the back of the sofa, do whatever you need to do to free up cash and help Jurgen Klopp build the second Liverpool side that can make sure that this wasn't 3-4 years of success, that this is going to be 7, 8, 9 years of success. And the manager is absolutely the right man to do it. Nobody will ever convince me of Klopp out. That man can do almost no wrong in my eyes. I idolise him. I couldn't wish or hope for a better manager of this football club. And I know a lot of you guys are as well. Puskas is a god. Let me make you a mod, by the way, mate. I'm going to add some new mods tonight as we go along as well. Liverpool should prioritise the cup. And look, this is a great starting point for us tonight, folks. This is a great chance for us to talk about the FA Cup and how strong you want Liverpool to go on Sunday and how seriously you want Klopp to take this competition. I think looking back over the history of it, I don't think Liverpool have gotten past the 5th round many times since Klopp has come in. I know this is only the 4th round, by the way, but I don't think we've had many runs in the FA Cup. Lewis Packer said if we're going to put about 50 crosses in a game, then we need a tall striker. I was as frustrated and annoyed as anyone yesterday, mate, by that. I mean, it felt like banging our head against a brick wall over and over again, and like everything seemed to be just landing on Ben Mee's head, who had a cracking game, by the way. And it was frustrating because everything was a little bit too slow. Even Shaqiri's little dinks to the back post, they should be something that's done 20 yards deeper and quicker without having a touch. Everything just seemed even 1 second off yesterday, or one touch extra, and that little touch, whether it be Trent before he crosses it or Robbo, it just allows the defenders to reset, and I absolutely understand that frustration. Yes, Gar, I did add you as a mod, mate. Yes, I did. Liverpool need to sign a centre-back. Billy, I won't argue with you on that one at all, mate. Mbappe could be the next Henry, said Richard. Ask him. Richard, look, I'd love it. I mean, Mbappe, Haaland, of course you want Liverpool to be looking at these players, mate, and of course we hope for something huge in the summer because, we've had this expect a big summer before and it hasn't happened, so I'm a little bit cynical with regards to the stuff that's being put out there with, there could be some huge business in the summer. I'm optimistic like anybody else, but, how big of a loss will it be financially to the club, the sponsorship, to attracting players if the worst came to the worst and we dropped out of the top 4 this season? I mean, that's almost unfathomable. I mean, we weren't going to be thinking about that at the start of the season. Sell Firmino, definitely, said Trucy Scurra. Now, this I suppose will lead us into a conversation, ladies and gentlemen, where we speak about moving players on. And look, It's difficult because we look at what these boys have done for us over the last few years. We look at Salah, Mane, Firmino, Henderson, these players whom we all love and idolise. But there is a time where it's right to pull the trigger, to make a sale, and to refresh your squad. The great squads of past, the Barcelonas, the Manchester Uniteds, the Arsenals, the Chelseas, the Real Madrids, whomever you might pick out, they seem to go in 3-4 year cycles. And I'm not saying we need to move on our entire squad, but there is certainly a conversation to be had about, is it the right time to maybe let other lads go and have a chapter in their career? And I'm Bobby Firmino's biggest fan. I absolutely love the man to bits, but even I can't deny that something's seriously wrong with Bobby right now. I don't know if it's age catching up with him. I don't know if it's just form. I don't know what it is. But I absolutely agree that there are conversations to be had about Mohamed Salah, about Bobby Firmino, about Sadio Mane, whoever you want to pick. There is an argument to be made about cashing in at some point and moving on and trying to refresh the squad. Very difficult to find another one of these type of players to come in, but as we said at the start of the stream, you know, Klopp and Edwards and the recruitment team have been pretty clinical, pretty damn good in any business that they have done, whether it be outgoings or incomings. Mbappe's class, no doubt about that, man. A lot of people thinking Firmino needs to go, and look, I get you, but at the same time, will we get the money that maybe we hope for Firmino or a Salah or whoever it might? To me, and I've said this for a long time, regular viewers of the channel will know, I've always got the feeling that Mohamed Salah is probably the most likely to move on. Again, that's just my gut feeling, not based off any inside information or anything like that. And certainly as somebody who I think would probably be the highest valued of the three players that we have. But then, you know, you want to make sure you've got a Haaland, an Mbappe or whomever ready to go, because we can't mess about anymore. We've been through too many years of dicking about and, you know, flirting with success. We've had success now. We need to maintain this success, and that involves everybody pulling together, and that includes the owners. Did you know, Lewis, happy to read your comment out, buddy, but try and keep it lowercase, man, if you can. Did you know Genie hasn't got an assist for 2 years? I don't know, mate. I didn't know that, to be honest with you. Billy Barron said, against United we should start with Minamino. Well, again, my prediction and my preview will be coming out straight after this stream, ladies and gents, so keep an eye out for that one. Jota in, Bobby out. Well, look, yeah, Diogo Jota coming back is going to be a great boost. Great boost for the squad, great boost for us as fans, and hopefully he will continue his great form and bring some confidence back to that team. Can Liverpool sign Son as a Salah replacement? I really don't think Haley, as much as I love him. Is your name? Oh, excuse me, it's Hey. Excuse me, I thought it was Haley. I love Son as well. I think he's a cracking player, but you know, Spurs are building something there as well. And at the best of times, their chairman Daniel Levy's a very difficult negotiator. So I can't see that happening, to be honest. Have you took me off yet? I've no idea what you're talking about, mate. Apparently we're strongly linked with a loan to Eder Militao. Yeah, I reached out to some people that I know in Spain who are, you know, quite well in Spanish football, and I asked quite bluntly, is Militao available from Real Madrid? And the answer that I got back was Zidane doesn't want the guy to go on loan, but if Florentino Perez decides that he's available, then he's going to be available. And Spurs have been linked with him as well. And yeah, look, I don't know the solutions. Is the solution a loan? I'd like to think we strategically think better than that, and I'd rather see us go out and get somebody who Klopp wants and who was always in our plans, rather than somebody who's just available and is a short-term sticking plaster. But you know, that's just my thought process on it anyway. Is Matip finished at the club? Well, at this moment in time, no. He played great last night, I think. It was great to see Matip back in. But look, long term, the conversation is there about, can we rely on him as a backup centre-back? Because, you know, he does have a record of picking up a lot of little niggles, knocks and strains. Jeremy, how are you, buddy? Said, hands off, son. Mate, I feel you. I'd be the exact same in your position. And I don't think Spurs would sell him anyway, mate. When will Jota be back? Again, I'm just guessing, because the club kind of play the cards close to the chest when it comes to stuff like that. So I think probably 10 days to 2 weeks, mate, going off the time frame that we were given before. Yo, Craig, I'm sorry for trolling yesterday. All good, man. All good. Like myself, mate, we all make mistakes. We all hold our hands up when we do things wrong. And you've come in today and you've said sorry like I did earlier on, pal. All good. You're very welcome in. If we win the next... What's this? If we win the next 5 games, I can see us retaining the title. I mean, look, if we win the next 5 games, we'll be all happy, and this will be the blip that we'll have hopefully moved on from. And we're 6 points behind Manchester United right now. I think a potential 7 behind Manchester City, if I'm right, if they win the game in hand. And look, that's a lot of ground to make up, and we have to do that one step at a time, and that comes with, maybe we can look a little bit past Sunday and United in the FA Cup, but it certainly has to start against Spurs next week in the league, and that's already a huge game, which was, always going to be difficult because Mourinho and Spurs playing really well, and now that game takes on even more significance because, look, if we lose that game, I think, in my opinion, we can forget about the title. I'm already, worried about any potential title challenge this season. And I'd just like to see us get back to some form in any way, shape or form, to be honest with you. Chamberlain was poor, but class as permanent form is temporary, said unknown J13. Yeah, look, with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain as well, I do agree that it wasn't his greatest performance yesterday, but he's still working his way back to fitness, and we could pick any of those players. Outside of Fabinho, Alisson, I don't think there was many saving graces for Liverpool lately. People who we can say, or Matip yesterday was very good. Traore feels like another gamble, said Trucy Scurra. Yeah, look, Adama Traore, I don't think is the right move for Liverpool at this moment in time. I agree with what you've said in that he's a gamble, undoubted quality, but has he shown it consistently enough? Maybe Kloppo might have seen something there, but again, I don't know. But this link to Adama Traore seemed to be around for a while, but I think it goes back to Klopp saying that he can be unplayable on his day, something like that. I think it all just goes back to comments attributed to him. Will Doran, how are you, my friend? Said Vardy and De Bruyne out for 6 weeks, maybe longer. Big miss. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Lee Chappie messaged me earlier on to just say about Vardy being out, and I kind of just said, welcome to the club, mate. You know what I mean? This is where we've been as well. But yeah, but look, any club that loses a Vardy or a De Bruyne or a Van Dijk, they're definitely going to be up against it. So, hopefully we can just look after our own house and get things back in order. De Bruyne being injured may throw us a bone, said Kate. Yeah, look, nobody in this chat is silly enough to argue that Kevin De Bruyne is not a magnificent footballer. And again, Jamie Vardy and how important he is for Leicester City can't be underrated either. Jake, how are you, buddy? Said, hey Craig, is Joe Gomez back? No, don't even let it enter your mind, mate, about Van Dijk and Gomez for the foreseeable. Just let the lads get on with their rehab, and if we see them back at any point this season, take it as a bonus. That's certainly the way I'm looking at it anyway. What else we got? Matip is genuinely world class. Gomez has a mistake in him, but I can't even remember the last time Matip made one. Yeah, the problem with Matip, again, quality centre back, no argument with you there. Fight me, bro, I think your name is. Again, it's just a reliability issue. You want a centre back pairing that you can get out there for, let's say, 30 games of a 38 game Premier League season. Am I from Ireland? Yes, mate, I am indeed. Lloyd said, I thought Liverpool were the only team that suffered injuries. No, look, and I've never been one to say that we're in any way hard done by. I mean, every club will go through seasons where they get these bundle of injuries, and Manchester City had theirs. You see when they had to play Fernandez at centre back, and look, we're no different. We're no more hard done by than anybody else at these things, but we have a squad that I think should be coping better at times. I don't think defending has been a real Achilles heel for us. I think it's been going forward, particularly lately. And yes, there's definitely an argument to be made that moving Fabinho back from midfield and Hendo back into defence absolutely affects us going forward and affects our balance as well. But the gaffer's just kind of has to do what he can do with these players at the minute. And there's no denying that all footballers, no matter what club they're at, have played an unbelievable amount of football recently with very little break through very, very challenging conditions. Plenty of time to rediscover a rhythm before the Champions League. Yeah, I mean, defo. I mean, I've got my eyes on that Leipzig game massively, mate. And look, I've gone back. People probably don't believe me, but you can watch older streams. I've always said this season that I want the Champions League. That's something I've always said it is. I've said it time and time again. To me, yes, we won the Premier League last year, and it is amazing to have that 30-year monkey off our back. But now, for me, I want us to just win the European Cup as many as we can, because I love the European Cup. But to sit back and see United to win the league this year would be very difficult to take. I mean, and ABU at this point for me with regards to the league title, But I mean, look, I'd like Leicester. If we couldn't win it, I wouldn't mind Leicester doing it, to be fair. Like, obviously, I don't want City or United winning it. But yeah, there we are. Sorry, I got distracted by something. Right, some more of your comments. Should we go 3 at the back against United on Sunday? I've always liked the idea of going 3 at the back, but when you're already struggling for centre backs, I don't think going to 3 at the back is really the answer, because when you go to 3 at the back, what you're really doing is you're playing 3 at the back when you're in attack, and you're playing 5 at the back. Your wing backs tuck in, and you become a back 5 when you're defending. So that just means we need an extra body, and I don't know where we get that extra body at the minute, because, you know, yes, you could say play Robbo at the left side of a back 3, but then you're not getting Robbo going forward. You're not getting Trent going forward on the opposite side. So I don't think that's the solution right now. I think if you were to play a back 3, you'd want 6 centre backs, at least 5 first team centre backs at your club. Blame My Humour said Liverpool in the mud, you love to see it. Look, man, we're definitely in the mud. I'm not going to deny that one. But yeah, it's a difficult time right now for Liverpool fans. But what I want to just get out there is how worried I was to see the manager feel, or at least portray, that he's a little bit unsupported by the owners of the club. I mean, we can talk about football who are blue in the face, but we need a happy manager, and we need him to feel like he's supported, because he's already done a very good job with the squad he has. Will you be streaming the McGregor fight? No, I'm going to take Saturday off completely. I won't be here tomorrow at all. Need a break. Mentally, the last week has been very challenging, between the laptop dying and the trolling and that raid last night, lots of other stuff. No, not tomorrow, unfortunately. If you could have a Liverpool player come on the channel, who would it be? Probably Milner, actually. Milner looks like an absolute bundle of fun. United fan in the chat says, glory, glory, Man United. Look, mate, you've super chatted. You're very welcome in. Great to have you. And look, it was weird. A week ago, I was sitting here saying if we had to be in a title race, I'd love it to be with United. But at this point, you know, the title race is Leicester, Manchester City, Manchester United, and it's up to Liverpool to get a run of games together to get ourselves back into that race. We're capable of it, but as things stand, we're dropping away a little bit, and it's worrying. Angelo said, Pershers, any news on him? He signed a new contract with Ajax last week. I think it was a new 5-year deal. Again, all these things could have a release clause in them. I've got no idea, but, you know, committing to a new contract is certainly not a sign that he's going to be going, to be fair. I mean, we did hear a lot of stuff that he was available for 25 million. Maybe the fact that Ajax weren't getting any offers through him, maybe they just said, look, let's offer the kid a new deal, and he signed it. So, you know, best of luck to him. Right, SGN Raider. Positives to take. We have hit rock bottom. We can only go up from here. Yeah, look, and I love a bit of positivity, man. You know I do. And you're right. The season's far from over. It's a marathon, not a sprint. 100% agree with that as well. We could be looking back at December, January, and May and going, whew, we got through that all right. And let's hope that we are. Let's hope that come May time we are celebrating something. Do you think Klopp seems a lot more agitated than any other time during his managerial career? Said Kevin. Yes, I do. And look, what I don't like seeing are people who think, oh look, the mask has slipped on Klopp. He isn't this nice guy. Look, you don't get to be a winner by being 100% Mr. Nice Man all the time. You have to have a ruthless streak, and you have to have that inner belief. So, yes, I do think that Klopp is a little bit more agitated than previously, and look, for obvious reasons. Maybe he's not feeling supported, maybe the team's just frustrating him a little bit, maybe he can't figure out what the hell is going on or where the form has gone. But I don't like the undertones some of the time, because like all managers will be snarky when things aren't going well, and you'd expect them to be. But I think to say that Klopp isn't this nice man is just complete horseshit. He is a lovable, jovial guy, and he was when he came into the club when we hadn't won a thing. But yeah, of course, he's a winner, like Pep, like Mourinho, like whomever else, and they will have a nasty, ruthless streak in them. You need to have it to get to that level, to get to the success they've had. Anyone know Harvey Elliott's stats this season? Not off the top of my head, mate, no. Call Elliott back? I wouldn't say so. I think that's another gamble. So let's say we call back Harvey Elliott from Blackburn, he comes back and he doesn't hit the ground running. or he doesn't get enough minutes, then we're kind of thinking, well, that was a waste. I'd say just leave the lad at Blackburn for the season, bring him fresh in the summer, and let him know he's going to be part of what we're doing moving forward. I think that's a fair point. Thoughts on Odegaard to Arsenal? It'll be a very good loan deal if they can get it done. They've already got Matt Ryan over the line today, and from just a human perspective, it was lovely to see Matt Ryan say that he's so happy to sign for the club that he grew up supporting. That was a nice little touch. And Odegaard is a cracking player. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see if they can get that loan deal over the line. He's done very well at Sociedad, still a Real Madrid player, if my memory's correct. And yeah, be a good piece of business from Arsenal. But if I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm wondering, how many times can we keep dipping into the loan market? Because at the end of the day, let's say Odegaard's a massive success, or let's say another one of the players they want on loan is a massive success. To buy that player then, if it goes well, you're probably going to pay a bit of a premium because he's performed well. And you're not really technically strengthening your team then, in a weird way, because you've already gotten used to the player in your lineup. So if it doesn't work out, then you're really weakened moving forward. But as a player, he's very good. Niall Borman said, thoughts on United season? Didn't start off the greatest for them, but credit where it's due. They have found ways to win games. They have built up some confidence, and they are where they are because they deserve to be. I mean, you don't accidentally get to where you are. You don't accidentally get to the top of a Premier League table. So it's taken me by a bit by surprise, if I'm being honest. But as people have said, it's a long season. There's a long way to go. Yeah, I mean, just look, we were 5 points clear this time 4 weeks ago, something like that, and look how quickly things can change. So again, as people say, it's a marathon, not a sprint, but I always want to give credit where it's due. Thoughts on VVD? Again, I don't know in what sense you mean, mate, but love the lad. I mean, how couldn't you? And it's great to see that the club are going to be looking to give Virgil van Dijk and Fabinho a new contract, and they wanted to start those negotiations as soon as possible. Who else we got in the chat? Benjamin said, do you think Liverpool needs a Fernandez type midfielder? Yes and no. I mean, we definitely need to clear out some midfielders if that was the case, because it's a fairly stacked position at the club, and yeah, we've had some injuries, but if you run through the amount of midfielders we have, you would have hoped that between Thiago and Naby Keita, maybe Shaqiri, maybe Oxlade-Chamberlain, we'd have that bit of creativity. Maybe not as impactful as Fernandez has been at United, but you certainly want people to be chipping in a little bit more. We need competition for Mo and Sadio. Jota competing with Bobby, said Just Abdul. Yes, we do. And look, let me just put a question into the chat. Is it time in the summer for Liverpool to cash in on one of the front three? Or two of the front three, perhaps. Maybe you guys will go a little bit further and maybe move on two of the guys. I don't know. It's okay to talk about this because teams do transition, and sometimes players move on and you refresh the squad. It's natural. It's not something we like talking about as fans because we idolise these guys. Kate said Fabinho has been a legend this year. Oh, I cannot speak highly enough of Fabinho and the quality that he's brought everywhere he's played on the pitch. I mean, wow. What a player. What an impact he's had. And very, very, very deserving of that new deal that looks like will be coming his way. Bernard said, hope you're enjoying the stream, guys. Like and subscribe. Yes, please do. If you are enjoying the stream, as always, folks, do hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the video as well. No, I would say no to bringing back Lallana, mate. I mean, injury-wise, he was starting to pick up a lot. Kevin Ball said, yes, get rid of Bobby and Salah. Mane should be kept. I can't. Do you know what, Kevin? I agree with that. And of the three, I think Mane would be the one I would, if we had to move two on, Mane would be the one that I would hold on to personally. But God, it's a horrible conversation to have, isn't it? Because what these lads have achieved, the numbers they've put up, the trophies they've brought us, the enjoyment we've had. To talk about any of them moving on is it pulls on the old heartstrings for sure. Alex said Mo is past. It looks like he's ready to move on. Sell Salah, keep Sadio and Bobby, said George. Tina, how are you? Welcome in. Or Tiana, I should say, excuse me. Lewis Packer says cash out on Naby Keita. The worry I'd have there, mate, would be, how much could you realistically get back for Naby with the injury record he's had this season? there's definitely a player there with Naby. That's the really frustrating thing. You can see glimpses of why we bought him and the brilliance that he has, but you know, again, we're talking about being ruthless here, so you know, I have to sometimes try and push aside my adulation for these lads and you know, try and look at it with a blank slate. Who do you think United need to push on? Said Niall Borman. Another centre back, mate. I mean, as good as Boy has been alongside Maguire, I think again another person in there to really improve competition would be great. I don't know what United's situation is with young fullbacks coming through, but you know, you may want a bit of help there for Aaron Wan-Bissaka because he's been brilliant for United, and if he picked up a knock, I don't know what the depth is like in United squad. I don't know the United youngsters too well to know who's coming through there. Midfield wise, you could probably, well, you've got Donny van de Beek, so find a way to incorporate him, and then moving forward, you've got Mason Greenwood coming through, very, very good talent. Obviously, Rashford, for whatever reason, hasn't been the Rashford that he's capable of being, and Martial, I think, has had a few injuries. So, yeah, I'd say a centre-back, maybe a right-back, and a forward, perhaps. What have we got? Elliot said, hey Craig, I'm a United fan, would you take Fred, Luke Shaw at Liverpool? No. We've got Fabinho, mate, which, you know, it's very, you bought him because you couldn't get Fabinho, so you know, I'm very happy to have Fabinho with the club. Fred's really improved this season, I'll give the credit where it's due, and Shaw's a good left back, but you know, we've Robbo, and I wouldn't swap Robbo for the world. But again, two players who certainly improved this season. What have we got? Keep Mane and sell Bobby and Origi. Well, look, Origi at this point, look, I'm going to say it should be a no-brainer to move Divock on, ladies and gents. And anyone spamming in the chat will be removed, folks. You'll get a ban. You get a timeout first. And yeah, so mods, give them a timeout. Give them an opportunity to let them know that we won't be happy with spamming. And then, you know, if they keep doing it, we'll then boot them out. How highly do you rate Paul Pogba? There's two ways to answer this question. If I'm a United fan, I'm sick of Pogba, if I'm being honest. And I'd be saying, time to cut ties and move on. But is he capable of brilliance? Absolutely. Is he a quality player? Absolutely. But he's been angling for a move away from United for a while. And if I'm a United fan, I just want an end to the saga. As good as he is, because, you know, if you replace him properly with the money you get from, you know, he's a quality footballer, but I don't think you're seeing the Pogba there that you've seen at Juventus anyway. I don't know if that's down to the way United set up, or if it's just down to him, you know, feeling more comfortable in Turin. I don't know. I can't answer that one. Joanne, thank you for the super sticker. You're very kind. Really appreciate it. Thoughts on the Bruyne injury? I touched on that earlier on, mate. You know, you never wish injury on any player, but, you know, Vardy and De Bruyne will be a loss for City and Leicester. I'm going to try and get through as many of your comments as I can tonight, folks, so bear with me. Craig, do a Liverpool career mode. I don't play FIFA, mate. I don't play computer games. Origi must go now. Look, you know my thoughts on that, Bernard, mate. I agree. I mean, I've seen nothing from Divock in the last 6 months that makes me think that he's capable of improving anymore. I think he's had his amazing period, helped us massively. And again, another lad that you'd wish well for the rest of his career. But yes, time to sell, time to move him on. What striker do you want at Liverpool? Haaland and Mbappe. That's any of those two. Either of those two. I know it's a huge ask. I know it's probably never going to happen, but that's the dream. This gentleman is Zako. I hope I've pronounced your name correctly, mate. I probably haven't. Sell Salah, Firmino and Mane. Again, I get your opinion. It'd be very difficult to move all three on in a quick, you know, time scale, to be honest. I mean, you're talking about three big transfers there. Would you keep Mo? No, personally, mate, I wouldn't. I'd sell Mohamed Salah. I'd sell Bobby Firmino. I agree with what somebody said earlier on. If I had to pick one to keep, I'd keep Sadio Mane, make him the main man. Then bring in whoever we can afford to bring in. But, you know, if you're selling Salah, then you should be in the market for a Haaland, or you should be in the market for an Mbappe. There was another one there I wanted to get to, excuse me. MKH, thank you for the super chat. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do I rate Robertson? An 8.5. I love him. I absolutely love. What I love about the guy is he's got enough snidiness His work rate and his engine is brilliant. He's very rarely injured. And again, I just want to remind people that he was basically a swap for Kevin Stewart with Hull. What was it, like 8 million, something like that, which is basically the same money we got, or similar to the money we got for Kevin Stewart. So we got Anthony Robertson for an absolute snip, and I do love an L bargain like that. So yeah, great player. Shannon said Pogba has disrespected United too many times. That I absolutely agree with, 100%. Sorry, I need to clap out. People are getting kicked out of my chat. I'm sorry. That's not even an opinion I think we should be allowing. It's just ridiculous. But to get back to your question, yeah, he has. And again, to be fair to Paul Pogba, to, play devil's advocate here, he has still shown up in big time. Like, he scored a massive goal the other night for United, a fantastic goal. So, footballers are professionals at the end of the day. Even if they do want to move on, a lot of the times they'll still go out there and give 100%. Like Gini Wijnaldum right now at Liverpool, it looks like he's leaving in the summer to join Barcelona, but there's very few people that I'll find that would ever think that Gini wouldn't give anything but 100%. What got to me last night, ladies and gentlemen, was twice in that game, I think Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Mohamed Salah pulled out of 2 tackles, and that drove me demented. Salah's one was in the opposition penalty area, where if he had have committed to the tackle and gotten there first, I think he'd got himself a penalty. And the Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain one was, I think, about 10 yards outside their 18-yard box. And I can't be doing with that. I cannot be... I want people going in 100%. And you've probably got more chance of being injured pulling out of a tackle or going into one half-hearted than you have of going solidly into it. So that pissed me off massively last night. That's not something I've seen from this Liverpool group before. Okay, again, sorry folks. Going to get through as many of these as I can. Do I think Klopp's in danger of getting sacked if we finish it? No. There's definitely enough goodwill in the bank for Klopp to have a blip, mate. And again, some of the onus will, of course, fall on the manager, and he has questions to answer on certain things, but we need to see him supported. We need to see the decisions that Klopp makes followed through by the ownership group, because we all trust Klopp implicitly. Well, I think 99.9% of us trust Klopp implicitly. No, Liam, you can't be a mod on here, mate. You've just gotten back into the channel, pal. And yes, you're a mod on Mundo Sporto, but no to in here, for the time being anyway. Who's been the standout player so far this season in the league? I mean, that's open for debate, mate. But again, feel free to lash your answers in there to that, and I'll get to as many of them as I can. Right, hey Craig, I'm a United fan. Would you take Fred? I've already done that, pal. I've answered that question already. Okay, again, we've got somebody else saying this will be a timeout for you. Again, we don't take spamming, folks, so you'll get a timeout if you spam. If you continue to spam, you'll be removed permanently. We love your comments. Absolutely happy to read many of them out, but no spamming, please. Right, what else we got? Garrett said, Mo's too greedy. Bobby's more of a midfield player. He's a perfect fit for it. Yeah, look, he was an attacking midfielder, and that has been moulded into our number 9. And I have to say, I'm worried about what I'm seeing in Firmino. A lot of things. His touch, his mindset, his decision making, it's just not the same. And I don't know why that is, and I'm worried, to be honest, because, I love Bobby. Bobby in midfield, yeah, definitely an option. I've said it before, I would love to see somebody brought in, maybe even right now, let's say play Mo through the centre, put Bobby in that deep line, attacking midfield position, or say deep line, as in attacking wise, the bit behind the front 3, and then maybe throw Shaqiri on the right or Minamino. And no to Costa, mate, absolutely no to Costa. He's more trouble than he's worth. I don't need to put slow mode on, Samuel. The chat isn't moving fast enough for that, pal. WFM to you, Harry Price, mate. How are you? Do I want Ings back at the club? I'll tell you what, I'd take him in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. So we'd seen Danny Ings talk about, or I say talk about, that's very unfair. The papers have reported that Danny Ings is hoping for a move to a Champions League club. Yes, I was very unfortunate. We all love Ingsy still, even though he, hurt us with the goal he scored. That's his job. He's a forward. Nobody has a bad word to say about Danny Ings. It was very unfortunate that he didn't really through injuries, get his chance to show what he can do at Liverpool, because nobody was in doubt. And he's a great lad, apparently, in and around the dressing room. Seems like a really top bloke. So yeah, I would have him back in a heartbeat. Does Trent need some time on the bench? Again, I seem to be answering a lot of your questions, and it's just because they're good questions. Yes, I would say. And look, I don't know what the situation is with Trent. You know, there was the COVID stuff, and you know, each player and each human being will respond to that differently and may take longer. And look, Trent could be a little burnt out as well. I love this stream, even though we've had bad form. I can still see us getting 2 trophies this season. Said Harry, love it, mate. Love that positivity. Zach said I'd do anything for Origi to leave the club. Well, look, he's there. He's available for sale. He has been since the summer. It's just about, you know, finding interest in Divock, because, you know, there's been some loan options, but, you know, was that enough for the club? They probably want to free up some cash by moving somebody on permanently, I would imagine. Keane, there you go, mate. No problem. Use it wisely. Right. All messing aside, I don't think United are in top gear yet. A lot to come from them. I don't know. I think United are almost overachieving at this point. Because I don't think even the most hardcore United fan right now would say at the start of the season they thought they were going to challenge for a title. So if I'm a United fan right now, which, you know, by the grace of God I'm not, I'd be delighted. I'd be absolutely flying. I'd be so joyous at that bonus, because they probably didn't see it coming. I don't think any of us seen the title challenge coming from United this season. Who would you say needs moving on in the summer? Oh, look, mate, I could give you a long list there. Off the top of my head, Matip, because he's a great player, but injury record's just not good enough. Chamberlain, I can see the sense in it, to be honest, as much as everybody loves the guy, and I like him as well. Keita, I would hold off on, because I want to see if he can get a run of games together, yeah. Who else would we like to see? Origi, obviously. I think Shaqiri is probably, even though he's having a little impact now, and I like to see him getting a little run out, I think he's somebody we should look to move on. You know, we could probably go through another couple more as well, but it's going to be difficult to move a lot of players on with the way football finances are and get the money that we think they're worth. Plus as well, you don't want a Chelsea situation where you're doing a massive change in one summer. Ideally, these things should be done over the course of 3-4 transfer windows. You bring in 2 bodies, refresh it, let a couple out, bring in another couple, keep refreshing things and keep everybody on their toes. And to be fair, we have brought in some great transfers. Diogo Jota, Thiago, who hasn't hit top form yet for whatever reason you like, whether it be hasn't had the players around him performing, whether he's still getting used to what Klopp wants, whether he's just not at his greatest, whatever you want to say, it's your own opinion. But I don't want to see us do it all in one window. Yes, Klopp, I think, will be better suited to moulding these players than a Frank Lampard, because Klopp would have more experience in dealing with them. But also, we'd have to be aware that Klopp wants players to be fully up to system and fully up to what he wants from them before he'll introduce them in. So you're probably going to have an adjustment period there as well. But three big signings this summer, I think, is needed. And look, to be quite frank, we need a signing right now, like this window. But whether that happens or not remains to be seen. Right, more of your comments, folks. Would I take Coutinho back? 100% no. But I'm a little bit... that hurt, man. When Coutinho left, that really did hurt me, particularly as a massive Coutinho fan at the time. I didn't like the way he went about it. And look, I know I'm a hypocrite. I know Liverpool have bought players that have pulled similar capers and strokes, and I've introduced capers into my language, by the way, because, you know, apparently it is a word that is used, and I didn't know about it, to be honest. But I thought it was just a little fish thing. But yeah, so there you go. I wouldn't have him back. Who would you replace Genie with? Is he in the squad or on the squad? The talk has been around Renato Sanchez. That's somebody who we've been linked with. Also the guy from Udinese we've been linked with, Rodrigo de Paul, somebody who Leeds nearly bought last summer. Apparently 35 million euro is the amount that would get Rodrigo de Paul out of that deal. Yeah, I don't know. It's right now is a difficult period, because usually you're thinking about these things when Liverpool have been in a good place and you're thinking 1 or 2 little tweaks. But right now, Christ almighty, it's gone bad, isn't it? Like, I don't know. We need to stop this rock quickly. No worries, Keane. No worries, man. Hey Craig, you didn't score versus Burnley. What are your thoughts? Massive frustration again, man, that we're firing blanks because that's one thing we haven't struggled to do is score goals under Jurgen Klopp. At the start, we struggled to, keep clean sheets, but goal scoring is definitely our problem at the minute, and we have enough quality there that we shouldn't be drawing these blanks week in, week out. For all the possession we've had, all the shooting opportunities that we've had, yes, some goalkeepers have made some good saves. Pope made a couple yesterday, but it's not like we were banging the door down consistently yesterday and Pope made 8 or 9 world-class saves. We were getting ourselves into good positions and just not making the right choice. Even Salah's attempts that went to the near post for Nick Pope, people can say he was trying to take Pope by surprise, but to me, the sensible option there would have been to use the defender as a guide and try and go around the outside of the defender, not give the keeper a view and pick out the far corner. But look, it's easy. But the Origi chance was just criminal. I mean, to put as much power as he did and try and pick out the top corner like that, I can't understand that. Just the margin for error was huge there. He should have a simple side foot around the keeper or give him the eyes and let him fall down, chip it over him and go around him. I mean, frustration, but that's football, isn't it, really? Do you think Jones is a Genie replacement? No, I kind of thought of Jones as more of a Lallana replacement that was already in the squad when we were moving Lallana on. But Curtis Jones definitely has a massive future ahead of him. But look, it's going to be difficult to replace Genie because he's been Mr. Consistency, always fit, always available, great round the squad, and just a top lad. So when Genie moves on, it's going to be very difficult to replace him with somebody of that calibre and somebody of that adaptability and somebody who can play in a whole myriad of positions like he can. What have we got? Love Coutinho but wouldn't have him back, said Cube. Liverpool right now are a lot like Barcelona, quality players but they aren't playing their best. I think Barcelona is a bit of a different scenario, but a lot of those guys are over the hill at Barca, to be fair. And look, there's huge problems deeper lying in the club between the presidential elections and the impact that their wage structure and COVID has had on their finances. We're not in that bad a position, but I'm struggling to just figure out what the hell is going on. I mean, the squad seem to be all saying the right things, coming out with the right statements, but we're not seeing, for whatever reason, those performances clicking on the pitch. I've already done the whole United players at Liverpool thing a couple of times, buddy, on the stream, so I'm going to have to pass on that one. Why is Klopp so tight? He's not. It's not the manager, mate. He came out and said that he doesn't have the decisions over the transfers. Klopp would obviously like to go out and get a couple of players right now. How much blame to be put on FSG for this? A good chunk, to be honest. We've had a sell to buy structure at the club that's worked very, very well, and we've worked miracles with the amount that we spent net on footballers. Now look, net spend is a whole other argument because there are some things like fees, loyalty fees, taxes, VAT, stuff that we don't think about when we're talking about transfers, image rights, all that kind of stuff that kind of does go by the wayside when we talk net spend. But we haven't really spent the money that we've brought in. People can, journalists or whoever can say to me that we've a high wage bill, blah blah blah, but we've earned a fuck ton of money over the past few years, winning the Champions League, winning the Premier League, loads of television money. And yes, I know that some of that had to be repaid, but I can't for 1 minute believe that we can't some way unearth 100 million quid from somewhere, whether that be a loan from the owners to the club that'll be repaid or whatever way they structure it. I can't believe we can't free up the cash, and that pisses me off, because what's the point in having the best manager in the world, which to me Klopp is, other people are of course entitled to their own beliefs, or let me just say at least the best manager for this football club, and getting to a point where he's brought us from point C to point A. We've won the Premier League, we've won the Champions League, we've won the Club World Cup, we've won the Super Cup, and we can't rest on your laurels. It's as simple as that. You've got to keep refreshing to stay at the top. And this is the evolution now to Jurgen Klopp's second team of Liverpool players, and the owners need to pony up and get behind them, or else what's the point? You know, all the hard work everybody will have done to get the club to the position that they're in, to be as attractive as it is, to be taking on as many commercial partners as they have, to, you know, being as just a destination club. All that goes out the window with 1 or 2 bad seasons. And we can't let ourselves get to that position. And I thought that we were smarter than that. And this is a time now where we see what the owners are made of. And we see what their real beliefs are and what their real goals are for the football club. I think that's my fair assessment of it. Hi Craig, mate. How are you? I'm still annoyed from last night. Fuming, Addison. To be honest with you, pal, absolutely fuming. Dejan Lovren was solid. He absolutely was not. Is Milner finished at the club? No, he'll see out, I think, this year at least. There's something going on we don't know about. We're at the top of the table at Christmas and then the wheels fall off. I don't believe it's just a bad luck or bad run of form. There's always going to be rightly questions asked of all aspects, mate, when things aren't going well. And look, yes, I think it's right as fans to maybe think that there is something a little bit deeper than this. And that's why I said at the start of the stream tonight, I spoke about the frustration in Klopp's face and how that broke my heart to see that, because he deserves to be supported massively from the owners. And, he doesn't ask for the sun, the moon and the stars. Saima, again, I'm so sorry if I've mispronounced that. Saima Ashraf said, Glory, Glory United. Fair enough, but seriously, shout out to you, mate. You're a legend. Thank you, pal. Appreciate that. Bernard said, we're not putting chances away. Absolutely agree with that one. Solskjaer is the best manager in the world. Look, let's be honest, Murray Reviews. You're doing really well. Fair play. Credit where it's due. But come on. Like, you don't even believe that, mate. You know you don't. He's not the best manager in the world. He's doing a good job right now at United, and he deserves the plaudits and credits that'll go his way. But, let's see where things are come May, and then we'll have the conversation. And if you steered you guys to a Premier League title or a Europa League, we'll have the conversation then. But come on, pal, you don't even believe that. Let's be honest. Is Mane more impactful than Salah? To me, yes, but that's just my opinion. People will say, but Craig, Mohamed Salah is the highest goal scorer, and that's a very valid point as well. Is Jota the answer to our attacking problems? Well, he certainly won't do any harm, Lance, mate, when he comes back in. He went out in really great form when he picked up that knock. It was just so the wrong time, because the man was absolutely flying, and the impact that he had was tremendous. I mean, I don't think any of us would have thought that his record of goal scoring would have been as good as it was when he came in. So he definitely won't do us any harm, buddy, when he comes back. Again, all United fans in, welcome. Lovely to see you in the chat, and all the comments I'm reading are fair, valid comments that you've every right to put in. It's great to see us in here, and I enjoy the back and forth and the banter, and long may it continue. And look, you've all been immensely respectful and welcome. That's all I can say to you all. Welcome in. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are, hit the subscribe button, drop a like on the video as well. We've gone past 65,000 subscribers, which is amazing. The channel is absolutely flying at the minute, ladies and gentlemen. We've got about 1 million views in the last month, 5.2 million minutes of watch time, like 4,500 subs. It's been amazing, and opposition fans have contributed to our chat greatly, and we welcome them in. And look, I hope, people often see me, and let me just take this as a separate segment for a second, so I'm going to indulge myself a little bit here, so bear with me. People see me on clips. People see me in emotional moments where it's in the heat of battle. It's 90 minutes, and I'm screaming stuff, and some stuff has come back to hugely bite me in the arse, but I embrace that, and I take it on the chin. So to anyone that's coming in that sees me in clips, or that sees me in just 30-second bites, I think to get to know somebody, you need context. And I think you get context when you come into our live chat and you get to see me week in and week out, or night after night. I'm not a dickhead. I'm not somebody that abuses people. I show people the same respect that they show me. And when I am wrong, and look, I have been wrong, and I will be wrong again. I will be the first person to hold my hands up. But, all I'm saying is, don't judge people from a little clip. I know Mark had the same thing when he was breaking through on the United stand. And then when you look in and, that might attract you to the channel. But we found that, the 7-2 clip, as an example, that brought a lot of eyes on the channel, and it brought us a lot of new subscribers that stuck around and got to know us and got to know our subscribers and realised that, you know, the whole channel, the whole community is more than can be summed up in a little 10-15 second clip. You know, I want to just put that out there as well. Kate said, well done hitting 65k in your army. It feels like a fucking army. It does, in a great way. I mean, like, the support that we get is amazing, and it does feel like an army in here. And look, to me that means a lot. The support you guys have given me personally, I mean, nothing to do with the subscribing or just being there for me in the past week, which has been very, very, very difficult for me on a personal level. Without you guys and Conor and my family, wouldn't be here sitting here now. And I love it. And you guys brighten up my entire week, my entire day, and have put me on a level that I never thought I would get to. So, you know, I love each and every one of you. What have we got? I discovered you from the 7 clip, not gonna lie. Exactly, man. And that 7 clip, I deserve to be bantered for. But that's part of the fun. That's what I'm trying to say. The 7 clip, I take that on the chin, man. That's football banter. That bit me in the arse, and I embrace that. And I will always do that, because it's banter. But, you know, there's some sick shit that I'm just not going to stand for either. But that stuff, man, that's all part of the fun. And sometimes it takes those moments to get people to find out about you and to come in and have a little watch. And we've been very lucky that a lot of people have given us a chance and have come in and not just spam, actually gone, oh, all right, these are nice people in here, and the community and the chat is brilliant, and they've stuck around, and we really appreciate that. And we just hope that, you know, that word gets out there that, yeah, this lad's a lunatic. And I'll be the first one to say, in a watch along, when, you know, in the heat of battle, when we get a dodgy, I'm a lunatic. I scream abuse everywhere, and I'd be the exact same without the camera here. But you'll also see that when the watch-alongs are over, my emotion comes down and I'm back to being a normal dude. But that's the way I've been from day one, and that's the way I am when I watch football, and I can't change. I can't do it, or the watch-alongs won't be the same. But what I can do is what I said at the start of the stream. I can understand and be more professional in differentiating between banter and that horrible vile stuff that came into the chat last night. That's my job, and for that I will always hold my hands up when I get it wrong. What have we got? Will Jota be back for the Leipzig game? The honest answer is I do not know, but I would imagine so. I mean, I'd imagine, yeah, that's probably right on the timescale there. So yeah, sorry, in answer to your question, yes, I would imagine so. Of course it was. Sorry, I'm just laughing to myself about something. Your passion and honesty is very much appreciated. Look, man, I've only ever promised 2 things from day one on this channel. Absolute transparency and honesty, and that I will show people who give me respect back. And that's all I can promise. Everything else, you know, we'll unfold together as we move on. But I really feel like Anfield Agenda's community is... Man, I talk about you guys when we're not online. Like I literally, I'll pull up, say, Kate's name or Mark's name or someone else, and I'll be talking about you to people like they know you as well. It feels different. It's not just a stream. This isn't just me turning on the microphone and coming on here. I've said from day one, we're very socially aware of the impact that we have and what we say, and we're very socially aware that sometimes this can be the only interaction that some people have, myself included, in a daily basis. And I love it so much. I never thought we'd have a channel with 65,000 subscribers. When we started this, I thought if we hit 5,000 that would be more than I'd ever hoped for. Everything from this point on for me in life is a bonus. Don't have any airs or graces about me. I don't think the world owes me a living. I'm a normal, down-to-earth dude that's trying to make a better life for my family, whom I love dearly and whom have always supported me. And I've been lucky to come across a group of people who have understood that I'm flawed, that have understood that I'll make mistakes, have accepted me for it, have seen me at my lowest and haven't mocked me for it, have stuck with me, have let me talk about mental health and the importance of that to me as a human being. And that's the me, that's Craig, that's the one that people know in the chat. That's the one I hope that people give us a chance to come in and get to know, because I promise you, if you get to know, banter aside, rivalry aside, you get to know me, our community, I don't think you can help but fall in love with them, because they're an amazing fucking group of people, and I've fallen in love with them all. Except for you, Kate, you're an asshole. I'm only messing. That's just a little joke between me and Kate. Right, let's get going. Favourite cheap food? Well, to be fair, I've a lot of them, but you know the answer. It's Kyo's. Kyo's Irish crisps, the best crisp in the world. And shout out to Kyo's as well. They often send me out a little parcel every now and again, which is great because it saves me buying them, because you know Kyo's crisps are the food of gods. And Diet Coke as well. I mean, massive love to Diet Coke. Pizza is the cheap food though. I'm a pizza-holic, which is horrible. You know, I need to trim down, but and look, I'm well aware I'm fat, by the way. I mean, when people say that to me, fat and egg, it's the two words I just go, alright, fair enough. Like, I'm well aware. But again, to reiterate, I was once 21 stone, and now I'm 15 and a half. So, you know, I'm down almost 5 stone from my heaviest, but I'm about 2.5 stone over my lightest. So, yeah, that's a bit on me on a personal level. Right, what else we got? Prediction for the Conor McGregor fight. McGregor to win. I mean, you know, I hope McGregor to win, and then we'll see what happens with this Jake Paul fella. Craig, does a Liverpool result affect your mental health? Well, it's tough to say it affects my mental health. It definitely affects my mood. I mean, definitely will admit that. Now, again, excuse me for a bit of a pitch here, but, you know, something that has helped me massively has been CBD. And I've flirted with CBD for ages, by the way. I mean, I kept going, will this work, won't it work? And it doesn't work for everybody, but it does work very well for some people. And I've been lucky that I reached out to a company called New Hemp CBD, and they sent me a bottle to try. And, you know, I've become a regular customer since. My wife takes CBD oil, and I cannot speak highly enough of the impact it's had for me on inflammation and on anxiety. Again, not a doctor, not saying it works for everybody, but if you are going to think about trying CBD, newhemp.co.uk, I mean, what a company. Family business run out of London. Could not have better customer support. Always happy to answer any questions. And, you know, show them some love if you're going to buy some CBD oil, because amazing company. They have CBD balm, CBD cream, CBD oil, all completely, of course, legal. Very, very, very minimal THC content, and something that I've very much benefited from on a personal level from using. So if you want to get a discount, we have a code, but to be honest, they have offers on all the time that are brilliant. So if you don't like the look of any of the particular offers, if you throw in WFM20, you'll get 20% off. Look, I don't make a penny from that. We just got that discount because we want our subscribers to benefit, and that's again something you'll notice a lot of on the channel. We try to give a lot back as well, because again, the community aspect of what we do. Can we win the title? Yes, but it's going to be hard. Joanne said, you don't know how much you've done for me too, Craig. Kept on a level, my fellow Aspie. Getting a bit emotional. Yeah, I was getting a bit emotional myself, and yeah, I don't often talk about this on the stream because doesn't really make any difference. But yes, I have Asperger's, like Joanne in the chat there. It's not an excuse for anything. It's not the reason why I am X, Y, or Z. It's just something that I have, and something that affects my anxiety, and something that stops me from going outside, and something, you know, but it is what it is. And you guys have saved me and helped me, and I love you all tremendously. Can you watch the Super Bowl next month? Oh, defo. I'm thinking of doing a Mundo Sporto for the Super Bowl, definitely. Mundo Sporto, by the way, is our second channel that we do non-Liverpool stuff on. There's a link in the description. Past 7,000 subscribers, brilliant. Again, thank you for the support on there. But yeah, right, I've been a member nearly a year. Love the channel, said Burner. Thank you, man. I mean, little things like that, membership, super chats, all that stuff to a small channel like us makes the world of difference. But then again, you guys being here, comment and watch, it makes the world of difference. So again, if anybody wants to clip any of this up and show the real Craig, show the real Anfield agenda, lash it out on social media. I won't be putting in any copyright complaints against you, I can promise you that. So feel free, let the world know about us. And I just want people to know there's more to all these channels. There's more to Mark, there's more to the lads on AFTV, I'm sure there's more to Lee Chappie, there's more to any of us than you will ever see in a little clip that people think they know you from then. We are individuals that all have unique personalities, and yeah, Devo lose our shit at times as well, but you know, that's part of the fun, isn't it? Is CBD oil vaped? I think, not for me because I'm not a smoker, but I think they do vape for CBD oil, but the one I take is I put 3 little drops under my tongue every day, and it's again different milligrams, but yeah, for me it's just something I put under my tongue, little drops. when is VVD going to come back? Matthew, I've heard so many different things on this, mate, from so many different well-educated people on the subject, and some of them think that he may have even had a full reconstruction of that knee, and some people think that he may be back sooner. So I really haven't got a clue, pal. It's great to see him back doing bits on the exercise bike, but again, I wouldn't be wanting to rush him, so I've tried to kind of get it to a point where I don't expect him back this season. That's the best I can say for you, pal. Please do the Super Bowl. Shame you can't do the championship weekend. I'll be watching it, Lance. That's the thing. I'm a newbie to NFL. I've kind of fallen for NFL this year massively, and it started off with a little bit of betting because, you know, like a little flutter, and started off putting a few quid on NFL, then started watching the games naturally, as you do when you've money on something. And this year I get it now. I get NFL. I thought before, how can an hour-long game take an average of 3 hours and 15 minutes? Well, I get it now, and I love it. And yeah, the ads are annoying, but you get some lovely insight in between. And I'm going to try to do watch-alongs of NFL. We're also going to be doing the Premier League of Darts on Mundo Sporto. And I've even picked my team in the NFL because, yeah, I'm a newbie. Like anybody else, I have my team. I have my club, if you want to call it, my franchise, whatever it is. And I'm enjoying it. I really have gotten into NFL this year, and I see the appeal massively. Can you say happy birthday, Joanne Cofton? Of course I can. Joanne, happy birthday, my dear. Lovely to have you with us, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Lots of love from all of us at the channel, and thank you for watching. Kate said, yep, it's a wonder drug. How are you doing today? Look, it's been a tough day again, mate. Yesterday knocked it out of me, man. I'm not going to lie to you that. I thought I'd seen it all in this streaming lark until what happened yesterday, and it knocked me for sideways. And you know, I had to explain to our sponsors about what happened, and on top of the week I've had with the computer breaking and having to risk nearly 3.5 grand of my family's money on buying a new iMac to make sure that I can keep the channel going. It's been a very tough week. I'm absolutely mentally exhausted, but look, everyone's in the same boat. I ain't complaining. Okay. See, how did that get through? How did that get through? I don't understand how that got through. That number's supposed to be blocked. Anyway, we move on. I don't want to talk about what happened yesterday, man. I spoke about it at the start of the stream. I addressed it fully. And can I shout out your granddad who passed away on Monday? Well, I can certainly wish you my condolences, Gar, and I'm sure all of us will, on the passing of your granddad. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. Lots of love. Must be tough, pal. Again, thoughts are with you. For anyone that sees the number 14 in any chat, anywhere, it's only related to white supremacy. Look it up. It is, it's disgusting, and that's what we seen in the chat yesterday. You can Google it for yourself. I mean, it is completely disgusting and based around... I didn't know what it was until after the stream yesterday, till I researched it. And, I mean, there's some sick fucks out there, that's all I can say. Look, he's alright to say... Oh, no, he's had it a few times. Ash, mate, you're welcome in, and you're welcome to support United and talk about 21 and 21, but just don't spam it in, pal. Because, you know, we want to have you in here. We want to get your opinion on, mate. But, you know, no need for the spamming. Do I follow international football? Not really. I'm not that fussed on it, to be honest. Prime Xavi or Prime Pirlo? Oh, man, come on. That's a horrible choice. They're both amazing footballers. Watching this channel is more exciting than watching Liverpool at the moment. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Lewis. I need another couple of moderators on the channel. So let's get some consensus from you guys on who you'd like to see given a mod badge. Anybody you think in the chat deserves to be given the L Spanner before I finish up tonight? Hi Craig, Man United fan from Dublin. Jimmy, how are you, pal? Welcome in from my home city, man. Lovely to see you. Opinions on the Wimbledon story? I don't know what the story is, Luca, mate. Sorry. Mark said, I thought it was Premier League titles United. No, it wasn't. No, so did I. That's what I'm saying. It caught us all off guard yesterday. Nobody had a clue what was going on. I thought that was opposition fans trolling me, and it wasn't. opposition fans were actually being sounded. Yeah, a few of them were calling me an egg, but that's not unusual. But yeah, man, that was based around something completely different yesterday, which is completely threw me. A lot of people asking, can I be a mod? What I was hoping for was people to suggest other people, if you get me. Okay, right. John's given me a show for somebody, and I think that's fair. Where is Mr. TTV Klopp gone? Where are you, sir? I seen you a minute ago, pal. Just throw an L comment into the chat there, TTV Klopp, will you? And I'll... oh, there you are. There you go, man. Let me just work that. 1 second. There you go. So I'm used to hitting hide user on channel, I nearly hit you, pal. Ronan said, can we still win the league? Yes, but I mean, is it likely, I suppose, is the real question right now. And, you know, I wouldn't be putting any money on it at this moment in time. I mean, I do have a £500 charity bet on with a gentleman, which I will happily pay up if United finish ahead of us. And any money that goes to charity is, you know, money I'm happy to give over. Yeah, a couple of people said TTV Klopp, and he has been given a mod badge now. Great show from you guys. And, again, I appreciate it, and that's what we're looking for. Do I do Anfield Agenda full time? No, not at all, man. Excuse me, you're a lady. Excuse me. Well, I think you're a lady from the profile picture of a young lady there. No, I don't. Conor is now full time at Anfield Agenda, but I'm not yet. But I hope to get there. But you know, I've no God-given right to get there. I need to keep growing it. I need to keep getting better. I need to keep doing little bits and pieces. And look, if you want to help out the channel in any way, become a member, $4.99 a month. If you can't do that, a super chat. If you can't do that, just comment. Just be here with us and share your thoughts. But hit the subscribe button. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's about. Hit the subscribe button and drop a like on the video. Look, ladies and gents, this has been fun. I've really enjoyed tonight. Thank you for your support. Again, I hope you'll see the part at the start of the stream where I've explained everything. Again, to anyone that felt let down, to our sponsors, to anyone that felt I didn't hold myself to the standards that I should have yesterday, I sincerely apologise. I was caught off guard by what was happening, and it won't happen again. Now, I'm not saying I'll never bite on a trolling comment again, but I certainly won't react in the way I did yesterday, where I was quite frankly caught completely off guard and didn't have a clue what was going on. But look, love to you all. Again, appreciate your support. Hope to see you guys on Sunday, because I'm going to take tomorrow off. The preview will be out straight after this stream, so check out that. I go through my predicted 11 score predictions as well. I'll have a chat with Leon from Boyle Sports. And no, Jeremy, Everton can't win the league, mate. I have to get that one in before I finish up. But look, to all of you, lots of love, and appreciate it. Appreciate your support, and hope you continue to support us and enjoy what we do. And look, have a great weekend. Be well, be safe. Lots of love to all of you. I'll chat to you really soon. Thank you.